In this demo, we'll walk through GitHub Copilot CLI interactive and non-interactive activities. Now we'll use the Copilot CLI to create an issue in our repository as well as a pull request. First, I'll show the MCP servers that are available to me. The GitHub one is there by default. So I'm asking GitHub Copilot through the CLI to create me an issue to create custom instructions for Copilot within the repository. Copilot will do some thinking and come back with an issue with some information, and then we can create that issue. I'm approving these commands one by one, but you can also use allow all tools when using GitHub Copilot CLI as well. So now I'm asking the MCP server to show me the issue that I just created and see its contents. It gives me a nice brief description of what this issue entails and what kind of file we'll create. So let's describe the issue in more detail as well. You can see it's issue number 4 that was created in our repository. Now that we've created this issue, now let's get to work on actually adding these custom instructions, which Copilot would help us with. We'll create a branch for our custom instructions, and Copilot will ask us to run these commands to create this new feature / Copilot - custom - instructions for us. Now this branch has been created. Let's have Copilot actually generate these custom instructions that Copilot will use in the future for the guidelines for our repo topic crawler repository. So it'll take some time to think and then generate these new custom instructions for us. As you can see, it generated a nice set of custom instructions that we can use for Copilot. So anyone developing can use the same coding standards, testing frameworks, etc., that are generated by Copilot for these custom instructions. At this point, we can edit these instructions ourselves and iterate on them, or we can decide to actually commit them, which what we'll have Copilot on the CLI do for us right now. Once they're committed, we'll also want to push these changes and push our branch. Let's also cat the file as well. You can run system commands by putting the exclamation or bang in front of your command that would run as if you were on the command line. Now let's create a pull request with our changes. And we can have the GitHub Copilot CLI do this for us. So the branch has been pushed, and now we'll create the pull request as well. As you can see, we have pull request 5, and we still have our issue number 4. So now we want to attach that pull request to the issue that we created because that's solving that issue. We're all doing this from the command line. We don't have to interact in the UI or on our IDE. I've created this all by talking to GitHub Copilot and it executing the necessary commands to create our issue, our code, and our pull request. Now let's find out what PRs exist and are attached to this issue. So we'll ask Copilot to clarify that for us to make sure that our PR is attached to the necessary issue number 4. It'll think for a little bit and come back with a response. Now let's ask it to actually use the MCP server to list all open issues and PRs. And there we have our issue and our PR that are associated together. In this demo, we'll use the Microsoft Learn MCP server. We'll ask it to list all the Microsoft Learn modules that are GitHub Copilot related. It'll come back with a nice list. As you can see too, I have Control R set to show any output that comes back. Now we'll also ask the MCP server to list all the hands-on skills exercises that exist in each of these modules. It'll think again and come back with a nice response, and it'll also clean up the output for us. Here are all the hands-on exercises that we have. Lastly, if we wanted to create a markdown file, we could ask it to create a nice README with all of these exercises, as well as the Microsoft Learn modules that they belong to. It'll give us all the headings and subheadings. As you can see now, we've generated the markdown file. If we look up, we can see the output. And if we do an system ls command, we can see the file listed in our file contents. Here we'll create a system alias for our GitHub Copilot CLI command that allows all tools. It'll give us information about pruning branches and different ways to do it. The other great thing when running in this fashion is that you get a total number of premium requests, as well as the total time that it took to complete this task. In this non-interactive example, we'll list some scripts we have in a directory, and we'll ask Copilot to explain each of these scripts and offer any improvements. It'll look through all of the files and give us a nice summary. It'll also offer some potential fixes that we can do in the future.